Yeah.
So,
Well, let me see. Maybe I can shut that one off.
how about, are you sure you,
Let me try some.
Oh, it actually looks. Well, why don't you try it and see?
do you need something to prop that up, seriously? Because
You got
an hour is a long time.
Tell you, here's, for example, here's
Oh,
instrument
that
cable.
Yay,
You
that
could lay
worked.
that down there behind it. That would.
it. You can prop it up.
That's off. That's good.
All right,
Perfect.
you guys are good.
Perfect. Perfect. We look years younger.
Can start whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, do we have to say anything like, hello?
If you want it, yeah.
Hi.
We're Al and Kathy Bain, and we're here, very happy to be here for the Oley Foundation. And besides that, we were cooped up in the house for 2.5 months, which is a great chance to get out.
And we would like to thank Saratoga Guitar for housing us this evening.
That's right.
Right, Matt?
Yeah.
My sweetheart is gone and I'm so lonely. She said that she and I were through. So I started out drinking for pastime, driving nails in my coffin over you. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin. I ain't driving those nails over you. Now ever since the day that she left me, I've been alone and so blue. I'm always thinking of you, love, and I just can't quit drinking that old booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of blues. I'm just driving nails in my coffin. I ain't driving those nails over you. Now you turned me down, you don't want me. There's nothing left that I can lose.
Get drunk.
Just driving nails in my coffin and worrying my darling over you. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin. I ain't driving those nails over you. I ain't driving those nails over you.
Wait a minute, you're gonna clap, aren't you?
Oh, there you go.
We have an audience.
Audience.
That's what we had two, an audience.
Wow, life is good. We're actually doing this because they hope in
Harmony.
Harmony. Hope in harmony. And
I'm not sure if we're the hope or we're not the harmony.
well,
tonight,
that was
are
pretty close.
we? Or close?
That was pretty close.
Okay.
But I wanted to say that we're here because originally of Don Young.
Right. Don called us and wanted us to play the Oley picnic, and I think it was in Greenfield at the church parking lot. And I drove. He told me the premise, and
It was a picnic.
people that needed an alternative to regular eating. So I drove over there, and I'm thinking, I'm going to see all these people out there playing volleyball with IV bottles on stands.
Yeah.
And of course, it wasn't anything like that.
And I was embarrassed when he said that. But they all looked at him and went, ha. But Don was quirky. And we have stories about him.
10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone was killed beneath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi? You were somewhere else, then you don't have to die. I spoke not a word, although it meant my life, for I had been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail.
knows,
Nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me. There we go.
Joey, thank you. Yeah, he's eating in the back, so he doesn't care.
I can smell the food out here. We haven't eaten yet, have we?
I'll tell you something about this pandemic that I'm really ticked about.
Oh, gee, here we go.
I have to cook. I gave it up. Didn't I give it up?
You know, the thing about this is I haven't noticed, you know, I haven't really missed the extra work because the money is all the same because
We're
we're
not
not
eating
eating out
out.
every night. So it's worked out.
Yeah, when we would go to work, nursing home or wherever, we would fit in a meal on our way to if we're going to another job or if we're headed home. And it was very nice for me because I didn't then do dishes, I didn't plan anything. But boy, when he sits down at the table and waits now, I have all I can do to keep from going over and going, "Ah!" You know, remember when we were young and I used to really be a cook?
Come on, we have to do music here, just forget this.
You do?
This is a tune, I learned this song when I was a kid. I had my old crank Victrola, and if you wanted it louder, you opened the doors wider. And I had a 78 record of Guy Lombardo doing this one. Sing along if you like. Many, many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair red. My father fell in love with her and soon they two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and it changed my very life. 'Cause my daughter was my mother, 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa.
You just got it.
It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. My little baby then became the brother-in-law to Dad. So became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. My father's wife then had a son who kept them on the run. So became my grandchild, 'cause he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. If my wife is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild. Every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. Now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. Okay, did that come out right?
I actually knew that one. I
Oh,
recognize
you
that.
really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm having a drink of water.
Okay, great. I think I'll do that too. The reason I did that song, I'll tell you in just a minute. There's one more song I'm going to do, then I'll explain the reasoning behind this whole plan. I really do have a plan.
This is very unusual. Very unusual. Is it anything you want to share with me? No.
Not right this minute. This is one that Ronnie Millsap had a hit recording of, but also my favorite was a gentleman from Maine that we worked a lot of shows with, Dick Curlis. Did a great job in this. Snap your fingers, maybe I'll come around back to you. 1, that same old door. Well, I had it, lost it, now I've got a broken heart to mend. I don't care what the cost is, I gotta find a way back in. If you just snap your fingers, maybe I'll come around. I'll be true, take a chance on me. The reason I did those two songs together, back several years ago, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years ago, we played the Pennington Festival down in Princeton, Kentucky, it's out in the western end of the state, and it was very hot. It was hotter than
It was
it is here.
100 and something.
It was 100 and something, and to come out of the green room and go out on stage was terrible. And the cicadas were out, so they were jumping all over, bouncing off everything. So we finished our set, and we're headed back to the green room. I couldn't wait to get in there. And this little short guy with a western shirt and a baseball cap stopped me. He says, you know, you did 2 of my favorite songs. He said, I'm My Own Grandpa and Snap Your Fingers. Well, by the way, I think I played on that session. By the way, my name's Charlie McCoy.
And that means, for the young, that means
he's played on so many recording sessions in Nashville.
Yeah.
Played everything, harmonica and everything else too.
he's best known for harmonica, but he plays guitar.
But we had a great time with him over
And
the
he
weekend.
loves to tell jokes.
Yeah.
And we all had breakfast at Eddie's the next morning, and he and I started swapping stories. It was really cool. Really cool.
So anyway, that was that. I thought that was kind of nice.
Do you know what's coming up next?
You have a list too.
I do. Okay, hold on. I'm going to take a swallow here because
Okay. We have everything timed
I
down
got-
to the second here.
I got remembering Charlie McCoy and that whole event with Tommy Emmanuel.
Yeah, Tommy Emmanuel
And,
was actually the headliner on that show, but he was so surrounded by guitar players I couldn't get near him.
And we had Eddie's little girl
Yeah.
who came, Rosebud came.
Rosebud.
She came and sang with us, and we had, it's a long story.
It's a long story. Are you going to sing now?
I might.
Okay.
I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you
for trying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Like that?
Not bad, kids, not bad.
Not bad for old folks.
We're getting a lot of good feedback here. Everyone's loving it.
Are they
yeah.
saying things?
Yeah.
Like what?
We did
Saying you guys are really talented and that this is super cool and everyone's having a really fun time listening.
Is there anybody who knew us from the old days responding?
Well,
From
Lisa
the
Metzger
80s?
still is, the staff is still here, still looking. I don't know. I don't recognize a lot of these people.
One of the things that was nice about doing the picnics was that because people were ill, but they brought their families, we were kind of in the loop with the families because we would be checking on someone's health. In the meantime, watching some little kid grow up, and then this teenager would come, taller than I am, and say, "Do you recognize me, Kathy?" You know, those were cool moments. We can I tell just a little joke?
Oh, gee, here we
Can I
go.
just tell a little joke? Wait a minute, I don't want to be.
Just make sure you clean
Oh,
up.
oh.
Just clean up your act. will you?
Okay, no, Matt, are you listening?
No.
Okay, so it's all on you, Julie. Up in heaven, there are 2 lines going into heaven for men. The first line says, henpecked husbands. And there is absolutely no end to that line going down to earth. All the men are lined up all the way down to earth. And then the next one, it says, he men only. So St. Peter's walking around and he sees this little guy with glasses, and he's just standing all by himself. But St. Peter went over and he said, hello. He said, I'm wondering, I'm very curious why you're in this line that says, he men only. And the little guy looked up and said, my wife told me to. Thank you. I'm here all night. What are we doing now? I don't have my...
How loud is?
Oh, really? Oh, it is, isn't it? I don't read well, folks. It's very clear our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may all be passing fancies and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here to stay. It's very clear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here, our love is here, our love is here to stay. Thank you.
I should explain, I was telling, Matt was asking me which guitar this is. And of course, every guitar player has to have several guitars. You can't get by with just one.
No.
This is my first good guitar. This is a 1960 D28 Martin. And it's been retopped. This is the 3rd top on it now. Some of these, a lot of things have sentimental value. This strap, back in the early 70s, I was working, doing a single at a restaurant up in Fairhaven, Vermont. And 2 of the cooks out in the kitchen, we used to have a lot of fun with them. They'd come out and bang on pots and pans on certain songs. my birthday one year, they gave me the strap.
Oh.
So I've kept it all these years for Jeannie and Joni.
Jeannie and Joni.
This
Silver
this
Retro.
this one here, I love my Martin guitar. This was given, Dick Richards gave me this. He's been gone a long time, so I kept that on there. This one came from the Pennington Festival. And this little red one down here is from Drakesboro, Kentucky, from the home of the legends, from Merle Travis and Mike Everly, Mose Rager, and Kennedy Jones. So there's that.
And Alan Kathy Bain.
Yeah, but
We were inducted last year.
well, that's different.
Oh,
That's a whole different story.
that's a whole different story.
But anyway, we've been going to Merle Travis thumb
Oh, I'm
digging
sorry, I'm
gathering.
thinking Drakesboro.
You're
Yeah.
you're confused.
Excuse me, folks.
She's
I'm
confused. She's
hungry.
confused.
I'm hungry.
We don't get out that much, you know.
You don't let me out that much. So where are we leading up with this guitar?
Give me a second here. I'll get to
All
it.
right, okay.
So we go to all these Merle Travis gatherings, and Merle took the type of guitar playing that comes from Muhlenberg County and that area in Kentucky. See, babies down there are born with a thumb pick. That's the way it is.
That's the way it
And
goes.
so everybody plays that way, and there's so many great players. They all play circles around me. But anyway, Merle Travis, probably his biggest song was this one that wasn't the big song for him. He had it on an album, which didn't do much, but Tennessee Ernie Ford did it in the early 50s. And that really did. Some people say man is made out of mud. A poor man is made out of muscle and blood and skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. It holds 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Saying, Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I buy my soul to the company store. I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. 16 tons, another nine cold and strong. Boss said, well, bless my soul, you load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I'll buy my soul to the company store.
Oh, that was different.
I'll never do it that way.
No.
I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. Fighting and trouble are my middle name. I was raised in a canebrake by an old model line. Came over behind, told a woman, make me walk the line. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I'll buy my soul to the company store.
Wow.
I almost did it the same way again.
Looking to see who it is. Is it still you, Al?
If you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men did, a lot of men died. One fist of iron, the other of steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Okay.
I've never done it that way
Well,
before.
as Homer Jethro said, thought I did it wrong the first time.
Yeah, that can't be right.
You know,
So this next one, you're going to tell the story?
I'm going to tell the story. This next one.
Oh, it
is
involves a
that was-
good-looking woman.
This was written by Merle Travis. As the story goes, Tex Williams, who was recording then for, as Merle was, for the new Capitol record label, and this was 1947, and he needed another song for the recording session. So the story says that Merle whipped this off in 20 minutes, and it turned out to be the first million seller for Capitol Records back in 1947. And the reason I'm doing this is because we were up in Mountain View, Arkansas at the Ozark Folk Center for the Merle Travis weekend. And one of Merle's daughters, she had been Miss Kentucky.
Miss Kentucky, so she was pretty
And she
good.
came over and said, I don't know what we were. I don't know what I was going to do on the show, but she suggested somehow that I should do this song. So I couldn't say no to her.
No, so you went back to the room, locked yourself in, and learned it in a hurry.
Right, I didn't know the song really. Pat Everett.
Yes.
I'm a fellow with a heart of gold and the ways of a gentleman, I've been told. The kind of guy who wouldn't even hurt a flea. Let it mean a certain character met the guy that invented that cigarette. Black murder that son of a gun in the first degree. Now it ain't 'cause I don't smoke myself, and I don't reckon it'll harm your health. I've smoked all my life and ain't dead yet. But nicotine slaves are all the same at a pet party or a poker game. Everything stops when they have a cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hasten making wait. You've got to have another cigarette. In a game of chance the other night, old Dame Fortune was doing me right. The kings and the queens just kept on coming around. I played him hard and bet him high, but my bluff didn't work on a certain guy. He kept raising the bet and laying his money down. He raised me and I raised him. I sweated blood, you gotta sink or swim. Finally he just called and didn't raise the bet. I said, Ace is full, pal, how about you? He said, I'll let you know in just a minute or two. But right now I just got to have another cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hasten making wait. You got to have another cigarette. The other night I had a date with the cutest little gal in the 48 states, a hybrid, fancy uptown sort of dame. She said she loved me and it seemed to me that things were about the way they ought to be. So hand in hand we strolled down Lover's Lane. She was also far from a chunk of ice and our smooching party was going real nice. So help me Hannah, I think I'd have been there yet. So I give her a kiss and do a squeeze. She said, oh, just a minute please. First I just got to have a king size filter jet, low tar cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hasten making wait. You've got to have another cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Puff, 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 and if you smoke yourself to death, tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hasten making wait. You've got to have another cigarette. Whoa.
Pat was a really good-looking woman.
She was. Unfortunately, she's gone now too. But Pat Etherly was just a nice gal. I met her first time we were at Fanfare in Nashville, and
Sure.
she had written a book about her life with her father, Merle Travis, and so I spent some time talking to her there, and that's where I met her. Anyway, moving along here.
Are we done with story time?
No, I got another one.
Now?
Back in about 1967, I was down
Do you
in
remember 1967?
All the time.
It's getting bad.
Yeah, I know.
Can't mention these years.
I know.
Nobody
Everybody
remembers
says,
them.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah. I was in Nashville. Chuck Shulman had brought me down there and was trying to do something for me. And one day he took me to meet this songwriter. And we actually got a couple of songs from her, which we never used, but it was Cindy Walker. And Cindy Walker had written, I was so stupid at the time, I didn't know,
You were actually young then, weren't you?
I wasn't very young. I didn't know the great background she had in writing songs for Bob Wills and of course Eddie Arnold and people like that. And I wish I would have bowed down in awe if I had just known better. Anyway, it was such a nice thing to meet her.
So
This
she
one-
wrote this.
She wrote this song, and Eddie Arnold had a big hit with it. You give your hand to me, and then you say hello, and I can hardly speak. My heart is beating so, and anyone can tell. You think you know me well, but you don't know me. No, you don't know the one who dreams of you at night, and longs to kiss your lips, and longs to hold you tight. To you I'm just a friend, that's all I've ever been. No, you don't know me. For I never knew the art of making love, though my heart ached with love for you. Afraid and shy, I let my chance go by, the chance you might have loved me too. You give your hand to me, and then you say goodbye. I watch you walk away beside that lucky guy, to never, never know one who loves you so. No, you don't know me. For I never knew the art of making love, though my heart ached with love for you. Afraid and shy, I let my chance go by, the chance you might have loved me too. You give your hand to me, and then you say goodbye. I watch you walk away beside that lucky guy, to never, never know the one who loves you so. No, you don't know me. Thank you. Great tune.
You gonna get a drink of water?
I am. I'm getting all choked up here.
Because I'm singing next.
Yeah, so.
I don't want you choking, falling down on my song. Somebody asked me on the phone today if we would be able to do this without an audience. We're accustomed to actual people, more than one.
We're not used to big audiences anyway.
So I said, sure. We did a radio show for 8 years in Glens Falls, and you didn't have an audience there. You just were talking into the microphones, and then they would call you and tell you stuff like
All the things you did wrong.
Al, leave her alone, because it's always him. Al. I got this from Les Paul Mary Ford. I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along. I'm quitting the blues of the world, just singing a song. Hallelujah, I just found the parson, part ready to call. Just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm ready to fall. Sitting on top of the world, just rolling along. Take it, Chet. That's better than that other one. I'm sitting on top of the world,
I don't make fun of
just
singing.
rolling along, rolling along. I'm quitting the blues of the world, just singing a song, Hallelujah, I just found the parson, ready to call. Just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm ready to fall. I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along. bright yellow Lincoln. And so you knew when Don was anywhere, the car was there. So today when I was talking to Joan about it, she mentioned that when they started to set up rooming in Saratoga for people to come to the events, that he and several women in that yellow car drove from motel to hotel to motel setting up stuff. She said they laughed about what they must have looked like, Don getting out and a bunch of women coming out. And I thought, well, they would look like professionals. That's a nice way to say that, Joan. But I did say that I thought Don would have made a great pimp because he could talk his way in and out of anything. He was cool, just a very cool person. And he was also a softball coach for the girls. And I think it was Schuylerville. And they used to come over to Salem where our kids went to school. And he often I would see him at the Stewart's in Salem, and he'd give me a hard time about his girls were going to trounce our girls. Miss him. I have no one to compete with bad jokes now. Oh, wait a minute, no, I've got you.
Yeah, actually, this year, our daughter is out in Las Vegas. She's a music teacher out there in school. And of course, she's home and bored. So she sent me, for my birthday, she sent me 2 books of terrible dad jokes. And they're really bad.
They are just awful.
You want to sing now?
Oh, sure.
She's watching right now.
She is.
Look at us. After all this time together. Look at us. After all that we've been through. Look at us. Still leaning on each other. When they want to see how true love should be, they'll just look at us. Look at you. Still pretty as a picture. Look at me. Still crazy over you. Look at us. Still believing in forever. When they want to see how true love should be, they'll just look at us. In 100 years or so, I know without a doubt, they'll all look back and wonder how we made it all work out. Chances are we'll go down in history, ancient history, when they want to see how true love should be, they'll just look at us. When they want to see how true love should be, they'll just look at us.
And they'll go, what?
What?
What? Is that what happens to you?
That's what happens, yeah.
Yes. So are you moving on in the list?
I'm moving on.
If our daughter Kelly's watching, Kelly, you understand this is difficult for us to do list. We're usually pretty free spirits. Well, sort of.
Yeah. Except I can't remember a list now.
I was born in Louisiana, down by the old Bayou, raised on shrimp and catfish and Mammy's good gumbo. I got the rambling fever, said goodbye to Mom and Pa. Across that old Red River, and this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of Texas, all the stars up in the sky. I saw miles and miles of Texas, gonna live there till I die. I rode up into Cowtown, the cradle of the West. Just ask any cowboy, he'll tell you it's the best. I met a Texas beauty, got friendly with her palm. I looked into her big blue eyes, and this is what I saw.
list. I don't think we're gonna be able to use them all up, but,
Maybe we won't be able to use the banjo.
oh no, there's always room for the banjo.
No, that's like Jello. It's just not the same.
Here's probably, I think it's both of us, our favorite Tonti Hall tune.
Speaking for me now.
This comes just before the banjo.
That old Kentucky moon was shining bright as day. The stars were twinkling in the Milky Way. The airline hostess asked me, sir, are you sure that you're all right? I flew over our house last night. 30,000 feet below me, you were fast asleep. 30,000 feet above, I almost stopped to weep. So close and yet so far away, so wrong and yet so right. I flew over our house last night. For just 1 second, I thought I was back in town. The man your friends all say has only brought you down. The airline hostess asked me, sir, are you sure that you're all right? I flew over our house last night. 30,000 feet below me, you were fast asleep. 30,000 feet above, I almost stopped to weep. I wonder, did you toss and turn as I rode out of sight? I flew over our house last night. I flew over our house last night.
Eddie Pennington wants to let you know that he's here and ready to heckle you.
That's her.
Oh,
Yep,
me?
yep.
Me. I'm not doing your song tonight, Eddie. You can't beg me. You could pay my way to Kentucky, and I might sing it for you there again.
Yeah.
Call Penny. Tell her what I'm saying.
Penny's listening too.
Penny's listening too.
She says she's happy to see you guys and you're doing a great job.
The album that you're resting your thing on.
That's okay.
Okay, well that's from the 80s, and that we did that album in the 80s, and it was pretty interesting to do. We were headed for Nashville, and the back of it, we had to fill it all in and get all the paperwork done so we could get out of town. We're doing our radio show in WWSC in Glens Falls, and we're running back and forth. I'm running and forth, doing the news and picking up items, and he's doing all the DJ. So we have to sit down, and we've had a discussion that day. So
That means we had a fight.
no, we didn't fight.
Yes, we did.
We have arguments you could cut with a knife. But anyway, so we have to write something cute that's going to go down forever and ever on the back of that album. We have to interview each other and just do these statements. And we did. And I said, okay, we can do this. If I say this, what will you say?
It's going to be a long story.
So that's why it's, and isn't this forever? I mean, how long ago we do that? In the 80s.
gosh.
Holy cow.
One thing that I remember about that, one of the pictures on the back shows us performing. one of the shots is us doing a remote for WWSC. The other one shows us performing on the plaza down in Albany. And I was telling earlier that RCA Victor was giving some special deals to WGNA at the time, and they would bring up some of the new artists, and we would open for, you know, us and a couple other big groups would open for these artists. So Steve Warner was coming up this time in particular, and I didn't know much about him.
She was young.
I'd heard, we had his records, and he sounded like, he reminded me a little bit of Glenn Campbell. I wasn't terribly impressed. But then he got up there, when I heard him get up there and start playing Jerry's Breakdown, Jerry Reed tune, I said, whoa, he's more than a pretty face.
Yeah.
So. That's key C.
Actually, I was just thinking, am I going to be too loud? But then I realized I can't be as loud as that.
My grandfather's clock was too large for the show, so it stood 90 years on the floor. It was taller by half than the old man himself, for he's not a penny weight now. It was bought on the morn of the day that he was born. It was always his treasure and pride, but it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life's seconds numbering, but it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died. My grandfather said that of those he could hire, not a servant more faithfully found. Wasted no time and had but one desire at the close
All
of
I
his
can hear is
week
ringing
to be found.
banjo.
And he kept in his place, not a frown on his face, and his hands never hung by his side. But it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life's seconds numbering.
It sounds better.
But it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died. Rang an alarm in the middle of the night, an alarm that for years had been done. We knew that his spirit was pulling for flight, and his hour for departure had come. And the clock kept the time with a soft and muffled chime as we silently stood by his side. But it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, his life's seconds numbering. But it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died.
We don't have time. I'm sorry.
Okay, here's
I
me
apologize, we don't have time for
here's
another
me
banjo tune.
applauding because he's putting away the banjo. So Alan,
Yes?
we don't have time for some of those other songs,
No.
so now we choose wisely.
Yes, we do.
Wisely, that means he's gonna do all the rest of them.
Much, yeah,
So,
okay.
I'm hoping this is going well. I really would like people to understand what the Oley Foundation function is, because there are, I think, more and more people who have problems with their bodies, their digestive system, and we really were not aware of any of that when we started in the 80s, attending and the trauma that people go through, and how they have to live a normal life. And I don't even know what normal is. Do you, Julie?
No.
And so I'm very
Let's do
happy.
that. I just gave it up.
See, I told you, he's directing. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. This is,
You were gonna do it anyway. It
I
doesn't
had-
make any difference what I say.
I had made major surgery in 1996 at Albany Med. Yay, Albany Med! And when I came home, I couldn't work for quite a while. It was really rough. So, and I sat down on the couch. He brought me home from Albany Med, dropped me on the couch, no water, no food, and went away to a fan club meeting where they had a buffet for him. He came home. I had to crawl to the kitchen to get the water. I didn't eat.
Oh, this is a very sad story, folks. Just hang in there.
I call him Nurse Nancy. Nancy's of the world, don't take offense at that, but this is Nurse Nancy. Anyway.
You're not going to have time for your song.
I put gospel music on because it really, really helped me to understand that God had left me here to do some more work. And I didn't know he was going to leave me here this long. I really didn't. I didn't come here to ask you for anything. I
just came to talk with you, Lord.
You've answered a million prayers and more that I forgot to thank you for.
I just came to talk with you, Lord.
Maybe tomorrow there'll be trouble and sorrow and 1,000 teardrops they fall. But until I feed tomorrow's task, I have no special favor to ask.
I just came to talk with you, Lord. I just came to talk with you, Lord.
Yay, Albany Med. Yay, Albany Med.
I wonder if I have time to get this sneak this in. Are we on a tight schedule here?
No, not super tight.
Okay, let me.
If we run over, it's okay? Don't pick that banjo up.
I was just checking.
Oh, educational songs are us.
Here's another educational song. This is one I got from an old Start 45, fellow by the name of Louis Wickham. I think he was from Colorado. They repossessed my car. I said I'll get it back again. I'll fight them finance people to the end. Here's my delinquent payment, and I'll give you some to boot. Now give me back my car and take my loot. They said I think you're just a little bit late. See, we can't mess around, Rob. We procrastinate. We auctioned off your car. Well, you know that's where we are. Sorry, you're a little too late. So I had to catch the city bus to get to work on time. I missed the one at 8, had to catch the one at 9. I finally got to work about 10:15. I went to tell the foreman where I'd been. He said, I think you're just a little bit late. And fella, that's the kind of thing I hate. I don't want to make you sore, but we can't use you anymore. Sorry, you're a little too late. So then my wife packed up and left. I said, you can't do that to me. I guess I'll have to show her what a lover I can be. So I bought a dozen roses. Said, baby, please come home. Your lover boy can't stand to be alone. She said, I think you're just a little bit late. You see, I went and got myself another mate. He's handsomer than you. He's got a car. He's working too. Sorry, you're a little too late. So after the divorce, I was left without a dime. You could see that I was forced to lead a life of sin and crime. I plundered and I gambled and I cursed and smoked and drank. Even tried to rob the local bank. They said, I think you're just a little bit late. You see, there's nothing in our vaults for you to take. You're the second crook today. The other robber got away. Sorry, you're a little too late. So the years in jail I spent, it made me see that I was wrong. I decided to repent and take it easy from now on. But when I die and climb those golden stairs on Judgment Day, the man will probably look at me and say, I think you're just a little bit late. We're all full up right now, you'll have to wait. Why don't you go on down below? If something breaks, we'll let you know. Sorry, you're a little too late.
Very nice.
I had to get that in. I'm sorry.
It's a good one.
He learns educational junk and throws it in all the time. Where are we now, Al?
I think we're about at the end.
We're-
We got time for one quick one. I'm gonna do one eye open.
One eye.
One eye, that too.
And this is about the extent of time that Al can do in a row.
Try to talk funny now.
Okay, then are we doing my farewell song?
Well, actually, okay. We'll do a couple verses of this, then you can do that.
Sure.
Well, just found out today the little game you play. Been sleeping all my life away.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I'm gonna sleep one eye open
From now, this makes me feel so good.
from now on,
From now on,
all night long.
all night long.
You won't have a chance to treat your daddy wrong. You better step in, so they say, between midnight and play. I'm gonna sleep with one eye open from now on.
He's almost out of gas, I guess.
There's a honky tonk down the road, just about a mile or so. I understand that's where you spend your
You
time.
betcha.
Baby, I've got news for you. Your little game is through. Now on, baby, you're gonna toe the line.
Oh, and I always do.
From now on,
From now on,
all night long,
all night long.
you won't have a chance to treat your daddy wrong. You better step in, so they say, between midnight and day. I'm gonna sleep one eye open from now on. I'm gonna sleep one eye open from now on.
Okay, we blew that one, but
How many people are watching now? 2?
35.
Wow, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
You guys been holding steady.
Hmm?
It's been a pretty consistent 35 people.
nobody fell asleep or anything?
No, not yet.
Okay, so this is a song we close out all the time. This is from World War II, and this is about, actually about we'll meet on the other side. But I like to think of it as maybe you'll show up and listen to us play again, even though we screwed up so much today.
Especially want to thank the Oley Foundation for asking us to do this, and thank Matt McCabe and Saratoga Guitar for providing a place to come inside out of the heat and do this too.
And if you're having trouble staying in, and this special time,
You should be with Kathy.
I was just gonna say you should be in the house with a banjo.
Are you going to do this or what?
You do out there. You do realize that he does this all the time, and then we go get into a car together to go home.
You want me to sing this song or?
No. So it all ends when we get in the car, and there's a very quiet time, isn't there?
No.
We meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do. To the blue skies, chase the dark clouds.
Nice job.
Far away, I'm hungry.